Okay, so this is a test I gave in the fall of last year, 2019, and it's actually, it's pretty amazing. There's only one question here that we didn't get to in class. So I'll explain that today as I go through this. And well, it's basically this one. We unfortunately didn't get to alkynes, but that's not really a big deal. I definitely won't put alkynes on your test because we haven't done them in class. So it's just up until naming alkenes. So let's look at this. Question number one, which molecule would have the highest boiling point? Well, there's two molecules here. There's pentane and cyclopentane. So really the answer is, the marks come from sketching each molecule. A lot of students didn't do this very well on their test last year. I wanted you to sketch each molecule and explain how you knew which was which. So pentane, pretty easy, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cyclopentane, even easier. It looks like a little house. And the answer, which has the highest boiling point, this one, cyclo. It has the highest boiling point because it's cyclo. Now, we could go into more details. It has to do with intermolecular forces, but really all I wanted the students to say for full marks is, well, draw your two cyclos, you get 2 marks there. And then for 1 mark, you would say cyclo has the highest boiling point because it is a cyclic molecule. Cyclic molecules of similar hydrocarbons. So what I mean is like cyclohexane compared to hexane, cyclohexane is higher. If you had to compare cyclohexane to octane, that's not really a fair comparison. So there's a reason why I picked pentane here. So if you saw that again on your test on Monday, I would pick like cyclohexane and hexane, or cyclobutane and butane, for example. So that's a pretty easy warm-up question. Let's go down. Let's look at this one. This one, now, I'll be honest, when I taught this in the winter semester, this is my 3rd time teaching it, it went a lot better because I kind of learned from my mistakes. So when this question was on the test on the fall, like a year ago, this time last year, it was my first time, and it wasn't like a lot of students had problems with it. When I did it again in the winter, it was pretty easy because I really emphasize one thing, and this is a common thing that people make, common mistake people make. I want you to draw 2 isomers for heptane. Do not draw heptane. That's where a lot of people lost a mark. You got to be careful when you read a question. I don't want you to draw heptane and then an isomer. I want you to draw 2 isomers for heptane. So don't draw heptane. Draw 2 isomers for it. Now remember what an isomer is. An isomer is a chemical compound or a molecule, organic molecule, I guess, that has the same formula, molecular formula, but a different structure. So what I mean here is if I drew heptane, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's heptane, 7 bonds. Okay, so there's 7 bonds. Rearrange that, be a bit creative, make a puzzle out of it. I'm gonna try a new pencil here. I like writing in this, it's a lot, ooh, that's not very nice, never mind. I'll go back to red. This is a lot better than writing in PowerPoint because I don't get the words jumping around for some reason. Anyways, so why don't I just like take, oops, let me pick a different color. Why don't I just take this piece off the end and stick it in the middle? So why don't I just draw hexane? There's hexane there, and I could just put a methyl group there. So there's an isomer. Now let's double check and make sure I have 7 carbons. We don't need to worry about hydrogens. That's the beauty of a skeletal diagram. Okay, so that's good. And honestly, another isomer would just be the same molecule and I'll move the methyl group to the third carbon. So there you go. There are two isomers. One little hint here that I saw a student do on, like, I think a lab or something. Do not, or rings are not isomers. For straight chain. So I remember, I think it was on the first lab. Your labs are all marked, by the way. I haven't seen you guys in the lab in so long, but your lab grades are online. And I think it was in the first lab, and it was like draw an isomer for pentane, and somebody drew cyclopentane, but cyclopentane doesn't have the same formula. So when you see this question, do not use a ring. Yes, question?
Yeah. Can you go back to question 1?
Yes, I can. And this is another cool part about this. My words stay there. Yeah.
Okay, can you just tell me to explain how you know? Like, what should I write in the exam?
Write what I have written there.
Highest boiling point for cyclo?
Yeah, because it's a cyclomolecule. I don't really care if you get into the details. The reason is, in a cyclic molecule, there's bigger intermolecular forces holding it together. But all I wanted you to say, or want my class to say, this was in the winter or in the fall, I just wanted them to say cyclopentane is the highest boiling point because it's cyclic.
Because you wrote in the question, explain how you know. So
Yeah,
there is no explanation, just I have to write because it's cyclic.
Yep, that's how you know.
Okay, good to know.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. Okay, this is another good one. This is probably the easiest marks you guys will get. Now, one thing. Let me see if I can find it here quickly. Oh, I found it right away. Just let my computer open it up here, and I'll show you what I'm rambling about. You guys, remember, will be given this sheet on any test or final exam. Now, again, I don't know what's going to happen with your final. We're doing okay with the COVID in Qatar, I must say. Like, where I'm from in Canada, it's kind of going bad again. Like, they just locked down London again, and Toronto, one of the bigger cities in Canada, they're locking that down. But Qatar seems to be doing pretty good, right? We're getting a pretty steady number every day, but it's not spiking. So if we have the final exam on campus, which I hope we do, you will be given this sheet. Okay, I can't draw on this, or can I? Maybe I can. Oh, I can. Wow. So you will be given this. And I know it's hard to read my text there, and this is just a different program, but this is given. You do not have to memorize functional groups ever. Not in this course anyways, okay? So this will be given to you on your test, on your final. Yes.
Well, it's going to be given on the final exam only, or on this test also?
What did I literally just say?
I don't know.
I said it's given on your test and your final exam.
Just making sure. So.
Yep, no problem. All right, so now I'm not going to use the data booklet or whatever. You guys don't really even get a data booklet. Like, you guys don't even need a periodic table for this course, because we're only dealing with carbon. So, but when you get the sheet, you look at it to look at our functional groups. Now, remember, functional groups for me, these are oxygen or nitrogen based groups. Like, I am not going to consider an alkene or alkyne or aromatic a functional group, not in the sense that it is in this course. I'm looking at ketones and aldehydes and alcohols. So this is actually a tricky one. It starts off a little tricky. This is a double bond O, but it's inside a carbon chain. So this is a ketone. Whoa. Oh, I remember this. For some reason, when I write in tables, sometimes it kind of messes up my text, but that's okay. So this is a ketone. It's different than an aldehyde. I don't know if I have an aldehyde on this page. I do not. But an aldehyde is when the double bond is at the end of the chain. So an aldehyde would look like this, where the not alcohol, the aldehyde, the double bond O is at the end of the chain. Okay, this one here, this is an ether. There's really not much for me to teach here, guys. You're just kind of memorizing or knowing how to look at your functional groups. Oops, why is it doing that? There we go. This is an alcohol. Oh, that was weird. Okay, OH. Now I have a better, this is an old test, as you know, it's about a year old. I have a better computer program to draw these now. So yours will look like, if you had this on your test, it would just be OH. I wouldn't need that bond in there. It's just, this was an old piece of software. And for some reason now I can't erase that. Oh well. Oh, that's what's going on. All right. Okay, this one's a little more complicated. Now, this is not two functional groups. This is one functional group. They're next to each other. Do not call this a ketone and an ether. You would be wrong. It is not a ketone and an ether. When we put these next to each other, we get something called an ester, as was just mentioned in the chat. Ester. All right, cool. Two more. This is like a really easy way to make up a few marks on your test. Again, all you need to know is how to read the table. This is what we would call a thiol. And this is another tricky one. It looks like an amine next to a ketone, but we call that an amide. Cool. All right. Yes, thank you. All right, I mean, that's it, really easy. Okay, so now we move into the naming. Okay, so the only disclaimer I have to say is, I'll zoom back in, of course, in a minute, is you guys will not have this one. We didn't get to alkynes yet, which is not a big deal. We're still doing perfect for time. So yeah, you guys don't need to worry about alkynes. You can see, excuse me, I have a bonus question down here, a pretty hard one to name, but let's go practice some naming. See how we're doing with names. And then, I mean, that's really it. I don't have much else to say here. All right, skeletal structure and IU pack name. Oh, this is a good problem. Oh, sorry. It's a really good problem because it goes back and forth from naming to writing the formula. And you'll see some of the names are actually quite easy. And some of the names, well, they're all pretty easy, really. There's nothing here that hard. And again, this one we didn't do in class, so you can skip him. All right, so, okay, we're starting off nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the second carbon, I have a chloro. Oh, this is going to be hard. All right, 2-chlorohexane. I don't know why it moves my words. Anyways, I wonder if I tried something. Hold on, guys, I'm going to try something. All right, see if that helps. Okay, so the next one, 3,3-dimethyl octane. So I start with octane. I have no idea what that dot is on my screen there, guys. Technical difficulties. I'm not used to writing in Microsoft Word. So, okay, octane. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That didn't work. And then on the third one, I draw 2 methyls. Now, remember, oh, why are you doing that? Okay, you get the idea. It's Microsoft Word is making my images shift a little bit, but there's 3,3-dimethyl octane. I'll send you guys the room number in an email. I had to book a room, and my boss never told me the room number yet. But I'll send you guys an email. Don't worry. You'll get it on Sunday or Monday morning. Obviously, it's on campus. It'll be in Building 5, and I'll send you the room number, like I said, on Monday. Excuse me, it won't be a problem for you guys because there's only 14 of you. We've had a problem with the test being when there's 30 students, but there's only 14, so we're good. We can pretty much go anywhere. There will be some multiple choice as well, no true and false. All right. So let's look at, and there's definitely more than just naming because we already did a few questions besides naming as well. So it's not just naming. Make sure you study your first 2 chapters. Okay, let's look at this guy. This is a good one, little challenge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's, obviously this is pentane. This is actually a good one. There's a lot going on in this molecule. I don't think numbering it the other way would help me. I know it won't, and it's Microsoft Word, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. So this would be 2, oh, this is going to be bad. 3, di, if I write quick, it's not so bad, dimethyl 2 pentene. I don't know why it's excuse me, moving my text, but anyways, there we go. So 2,3-dimethyl 2-pentene. All right, I'm not going to do all these. What else? What else? Well, let's get a couple cyclos in, and then I'll kind of leave it for you guys. Maybe you can ask me some more questions. But I mean, this is really it. Oh, so again, this guy's is an alkyne. Let's just change this to an alkene. Oh, well, here, I'll type it. I don't know what I was thinking doing that. I mean, you guys could do alkynes. I know you could, because the only difference between an alkyne and an alkene is it's a triple bond, but I'm going to keep it to double bonds for you guys. So let's look at this one. This is a really good one. 3-bromo, 3-ethyl cyclopentene. Okay. So cyclopentene looks like a little house. In terms of cyclogroups, you guys would only need to know 4: cyclobutane, cyclopentane, and cyclohexane. Okay, I'm not going to get you to draw like heptane or octane or nonane. I mean, I don't even know if I could draw them. They get really tough. So here's my chemical. 3-bromo. This kind of does have a typo in it, but I'll go with it. I mean, it doesn't really, this one, whenever I gave this test, this was in the winter or the fall of 2019. There's kind of like a little typo here. Let's fix that. I mean, I can see the typo because remember, when we start with chains, we always start with our bond at number 1. So 3-bromo, 1-ethyl cyclopentene. Here we go. This was my first time teaching it, so there was a few mistakes. I think your test will be a lot better. So, I mean, why not just start numbering at the top of the house? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the first carbon, I'll have my double bond like that. And on my third, I'll have my bromo group. There you go. All right, cool. We did it. What about the next one? So the next one, I'm going to go alphabetical order. So I have methyl, I have chloro. Okay, so I'm going to start numbering at the chloro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this would be, I'm going to go alphabetical order. Oh no. Okay, hold on, I have to write this quick. I don't know why it does that. So 1 chloro, 2 methyl, and then all one word, cyclohexane. Sorry, I ran out of room there. All right, cool. I mean, that's it. That's really it. I had a question in the chat there from Niam. Why is number 2 pentene? Because it has a double bond. Right? Double bonds make it an alkene. So this is an alkene. Or did I miscount the number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am confused, sir. What is, do you have a question? Why is there a 2? Because the 2 tells me where my double bond is. The double bond is on the second carbon. So the 2 tells me where my double bond is. Okay. Yep, cool. No problem, no problem. All right, guys. I mean, I don't have much else to say here. Again, just remember we're not doing any alkene or alkynes, so we're keeping it with alkenes. Maybe let's just do one more because this is a good one here. Let's just do one more. I like this one because you have to be careful when you number this one. You need to start here when you number this, 4, 5, 6. So this would be obviously my parent. This is a really good one, actually. My parent of this would be hexane, or specifically 1-hexene. So this is 1-hexene for sure. But there's a lot of other stuff going on. On the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th carbons, I have 3 methyl groups. I don't know if I would give you one like this on your test. This is a crazy one. This is a really good one. So this would be 2, 3, 4 trimethyl, 1-hexene. That's a good one. That's a tough one. Yeah, and Naim and Aladdin Syed, I think I'm saying your name right. That's the first time I've seen that name, and I've been here 8 years. Well, I mean, I've seen it in this class, but I just mean in general, this semester, I should say. So I hope I'm saying it kind of correctly. But yeah, trimethyl is the answer to that, or the key to that. But you guys, your naming won't be certainly nothing harder than that. That would be about the hardest one on this whole page. Okay, so unless you guys have any questions, I'm going to stop for today. There's a quiz online, not your lab, but there's a quiz. It's a very short quiz. You could do it in maybe 5 minutes. That is really good practice for your test. It's naming alkenes. So you guys, if you have time, you can give that a try over the weekend. It should literally only take you 5 minutes. It's the tiniest, shortest quiz ever. I think you only have to name a couple things. So,
so I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So when we need to submit the lab?
Anytime, as soon as possible. Like, I'd like it today, but if you don't have it today, just submit it as soon as possible. It's very short.
So where can I find the link for the video?
On D2L, there's a post.
On D2L, there's a post. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. Okay, so you need us to submit online, right?
Yes, please. Everything is online. Well, like the lab and the quiz, but the test is not. But yeah, submit the lab online. You don't need to have paper or anything.
Sir, the test will be on Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
Covering which topics again?
We don't have class on Tuesday, so it's on Monday in your class time.
In campus, right? In campus, right?
Campus, yes, it's on campus. I'll make a D2L post about it.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you.
No problem. All right, guys. Sounds good. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys later. If you guys have any questions, you can send me an email. I'm always around all weekend. It'll come straight to my phone. So yeah.
Sir?
Yes.
Is that it for the test naming, or do we have multiple choices and?
Oh yeah. Oops, my dog. I only showed you a few questions. There's still going to be multiple choice and stuff. And there's definitely more than naming. Like we already looked at isotopes and melting points on this test alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, no problem. All right, guys. Go have a good weekend. Hope you don't have any more midterms, but I think you might. Sounds like you do. I'll see you all later.